This BCD might be tempting me away from a backplate and wing. Now, the original Hydros Pro was a phenomenon when it was released, and Scubapro have improved it. The biggest changes to this one, the Hydros Pro 2, are in the weight pouches. There's a redesigned backplate, a sleeker tank clamp on the back. It's a little bit lighter as well, and a hydrophobic bladder, so it comes out virtually dry. Hi, all of you awesome scuba divers out there. Welcome to the Scuba Diver Magazine channel, your favorite place for the latest scuba diving news and gear reviews. Yes, Scubapro have kindly sent us one of their new Hydros Pro 2 BCDs, which is an upgraded version of their Hydros Pro, which is a modular wing-style BCD for single-cylinder diving. Available in 5 unisex sizes from extra small to 2XL with standard weight pockets. These ones that I have on here are the mini weight pockets. These are available for an additional purchase, and it's really designed for if you dive in warmer waters where you don't need quite as much weight, you want something a little more sleek, then you have the option of smaller weight pouches. The new 𝐟𝐨𝐫𝐬 backplate is 25% lighter than the original, offering enhanced comfort with a body contouring shape, soft padding and dual top and bottom mounted handles for easy two-handed loading. Scubapro's proprietary ultra durable monoprene gel harness is soft, it's resilient, it's UV and chemical resistant compared to the nylon webbing that we typically have on most BCDs. This is a lot stronger. And additionally, the Super Cinch 2 tank band enables very simple tank switchings thanks to its durable, easy to adjust design. The new clamp band I really do like. It's very, very soft and easy to adjust. The 𝐻DQD, which stands for Heavy Duty Quick Dry Bladder, is constructed from double-coated abrasion resistant ultra durable materials. It's anti-absorbent basically, so it's instant dry as soon as you get out of the water, and it means that the Hydros Pro 2 is ideal for travel due to the minimal water retention and reduced post-dive weight. The smart pack design as well enables the shoulder and waist straps to fold down flat against the backplate and to wrap into the wing for easy transport and storage. It's not like you're trying to fight an octopus trying to get it back in the bag. Everything folds down nice and neatly. But one other thing that I'll probably mention again later on in the video is that with the shoulder straps, once you get them to a certain point, they actually hold themselves open for you, so donning and doffing is a lot more easy. The all-new monorail weight system features a direct mount design with an intuitive slide and lock rail system, making loading, locking and releasing weight pockets much more streamlined and very secure. These custom weight integrations allow the Hydros Pro 2 to adapt seamlessly across dive conditions. But first, let's see how it arrives and what comes with it. This is how it arrives, or at least this is how our sample arrived. We've already had a quick play with it. I can't promise that everything in here is going to be exactly how it arrives at your front door, but it gives you a rough idea. Comes with a pretty cool bag, a rucksack, and not just like a cheap rucksack, but a fairly half decent rucksack. You've got sort of straps on the outside that you can attach your fins into and clip them down. You've got the sort of water resistant tarpaulin at the bottom, but with drainage as well, so you can reuse this going forwards to either travel your BCD backwards and forwards or to repurpose it as something else. Decent padded grab handle at the top, double zipper at the opening, and yeah, the two pinch clip straps on the front. But inside you have the BCD itself. Now this is the one with the half pockets. There are two versions of the weight pouches. You get the larger and then you get the smaller weight pouches. On the inside of the bag you've got a bit of sort of Scubapro blue in there, but otherwise it's just a big bag to store your BCD in. The BCD itself comes slightly attached with the bungee. You just kind of unhook that from both sides, and then you kind of unfurl it. You have the BCD itself. These are the small half pockets, one on both sides. Of course, it comes with a low pressure inflator hose that you can then attach to your regulator. The BCD comes pretty well fully assembled. You just have to attach the shoulder pinch clips. But yeah, let's take a closer look. Okay, so let's take a closer look at the BCD, starting off over your left-hand shoulder. Very traditional corrugated hose leading over your left-hand shoulder down to the balance power inflator, which has a hinged inflate button, which is quite nice. It means that you can really tailor exactly how much. If you don't need a blast of gas inside of your BCD, you just want a little kind of tweak, you can just kind of hinge that. Or if you do need a lot, you press it all the way in and it really does inflate. Big deflate button as well, and a decent oral inflate valve. If you pull that down, there's a cable that runs through the inside of that corrugated hose up to the valve on your left-hand shoulder, which also has a little toggle as well, which is handy for dive buddies. I used to use that a lot as an instructor. You can sort of adjust someone's buoyancy without them knowing, basically. It basically just opens up the valve over the shoulder if you pull that inflator downwards. So when you're starting a dive and you're ready, instead of having to lift it all the way up, you can just pull the whole thing down and it vents over your shoulder. So it's a quick way to start the dive. You've got a hose retainer, which keeps the low pressure inflator hose neat and tidy, and a second like bungee retainer under that Scubapro, and that helps keep your low pressure inflator hose from like disappearing over your left hand shoulder. Moving down the strap, you come to one of the pre-bent D-rings. So this is on some webbing, so you get some adjustment, not a lot, but you can move it a little bit. And so that's just handy just to clip things off onto. And it's pre-bent, so the bottom of the D-ring just sticks out from the webbing strap a little bit. And below that, you have an articulated pinch clip joint. So this is nice for ergonomics. It means that the shoulder straps can wrap around your shoulders more naturally. And instead of having a push button clip that some of these kind of articulated joints have, which is quite unusual for some divers, so it takes them a moment to kind of recognize and figure out where to actually push. This one is just a standard pinch clip, so you can pinch it and it releases. You can of course adjust that as standard, and the D-rings are really nice. For plastic D-rings, they're kind of widened at the bottom, which gives it a nicer feel to it. It's not quite so just plastic. It also has another like small eyelet, so you can clip things off onto that. More forward like retractors and things, I'm thinking. Across the chest, you have a one-way adjustable pinch clip, and you can move that up and down if you want. It's not quick adjust, so it's not going to be continually hiking up. It's something that you can remove and replace and put it in certain sections. So if you don't like the chest strap, you can remove it. If you want it higher, if you want it lower, that's really up to you. And then one-way adjustment, so you don't have to worry about adjusting two separate straps. The right hand side mirrors the left quite easily, except instead of a low pressure inflator hose, you have a pull dump with a new smaller toggle. The previous version was quite big and kind of get in the way, whereas this one's a bit more streamlined, but it's very easy to grab hold of, and that leads to the overpressure valve over your your right hand shoulder. Beneath that, you've got the actual shoulder strap itself, which is made out of their monoprene material, which is the same as their fins, and it's a kind of a rubbery material. It's soft and flexible, and it's comfortable against your skin, but one key feature is that it's quite grippy. So when you actually wear the BCD and it's on, as opposed to like nylon, which can kind of slide around when you're moving, this feels like it more moves with you. There is a little bit of movement, but it's a bit more grabby, which is quite nice to hold the BCD so it moves with you when you're in the water. And the same padding on the back plate. This is made out of that monoprene material, so it gives you that extra bit of grab, but it's also, it's hard, but it's soft at the same time, if that makes sense. A nice feature is that up here in this hinge, where the straps hinge up and downwards, is that when you, it's fully inflated, so it's fighting anyway, but when it's at this angle, it kind of opens up and holds those shoulder straps open. So when you're getting kitted up and you're trying to find those shoulder straps behind you, it actually holds them up open for you, which is quite nice. So getting in and out of the BCD is quite easy, but then when you want to pack it away, you can fold it down and it folds down almost flat. Scubapro have improved on the back plate itself. The previous version only had a single handle, whereas this one now has a handle down at the bottom. So when you're trying to lug cylinders around or lug entire units around, you now have 2 points of contact to move it more horizontally as opposed to having to carry it vertically. and the overall ergonomics as well. It's a bit more spaced out, it's a bit more ergonomic, so it's softer against your back and a bit more comfortable. The bladder itself is a 40-pound bladder, so plenty of lift, especially when it's fully inflated, and it has bungee retractors in it, so when you deflate the BCD, it naturally tucks itself in. So if you're heading into confined spaces like shipwrecks, then you don't want that bladder to be just flapping around. So this keeps it nice and contained. But also you have this like material section which is going to brunt a lot of the kind of the worst brushes to protect the actual bladder inside. But the bladder still feels good and tough. It's made with this new hydrophobic material, so it's not an absorbent material like the nylon Cordura. The water just runs straight off of it, so after the dive you don't have to hang your BCD up quite as much to allow it to drip dry. It just dries almost as soon as you leave the water. In front of your waist, the waistband is the same on both sides, and this features the new monorail system. So this is a rigid system underneath the weight pouch, and the weight pouch is basically its own little unit. The monorail system stays attached onto the BCD. That has your waistband with a standard pinch clip on the front, monoprene on the inside so it grabs onto your waist. You've got a D-ring down at the bottom, so for sort of attaching things around your kidney area. And then the weight pouches have a double secure mechanism. You've got this little hook system that holds this flap over the top of the weight pouch. Then you have a zippered opening, so you can get a block of lead, stow that away, zipper it closed. You also have a bungee retention system on that, so if you don't have that pocket fully loaded, the weight isn't going to be like sliding backwards and forwards and being annoying during the dive. It kind of retains it down and holds it in place, and then you put that section over the top, hook it on with a bungee and that little hook, and then you just line it up and it's secure. That's it. That's one of the easiest weight mechanisms, especially quick release weight mechanisms that I've ever used. Grab hold of that handle and then it just comes free. But actually once it's in place, it's being held on both sides, and that's not going anywhere. It's going to take a lot to actually release that mechanism. But yeah, as soon as you grab hold of that handle, it's quick and easy. So a nice new weight mechanism. This, as I said, is the smaller version. There is a larger version for cold waters or more lead, and different color kits available. It's not just available in blue. This is the blue version. You get little blue details just on that chest strap and on the weight pouch. One final detail on the front, on the left hand inside is a kidney dump, so a little toggle down at the bottom with that overpressure valve. So if you're inverted or horizontal and you just need to vent some gas, you've got some of that on the left hand side. Turning the BCD around a little bit, we can see the new 𝐬𝐮 cam band. So it's got Velcro on one side for quick adjustment if you're changing cylinder sizes, and then a fairly familiar cam band. But what Scubapro have done is they've put this kind of nylon material inside of it, and that makes it very soft and quite easy to do, but get that proper grip just one-handed. So if you struggle with cam bands, this one is very, very easy to do, even with a single hand. Just next to that, we have their trim weight pouches, so pinch clip closure, and then on the inside you can stow some trim lead inside of that. That's just a single kilo lead block. You can probably fit maybe one more inside of that. And inside of the pocket is a small webbing loop with a pull tab at the top that loops underneath that lead. There's a little guide on one side to keep it in place, and then you can pull that up and it helps to just pull that lead block out, which is quite a cool little feature. And then once it's secure and in place, you can click it down and then you can tighten it up so you can get some trim weight on both sides of the cylinder. And the final thing is just up at the top, you've got a webbing pinch clip leash that you can put over the top of the cylinder around the valve itself, just to double up as a secure strap. So who's the Hydros Pro 2 for? Now, the original was a very popular BCD thanks to its kind of unique modular design, but probably mainly its monoprene construction. It's still fairly lightweight despite its tough materials, so I'll be very happy traveling with it, and it's tough enough to dive at home as well. If you're diving single cylinders, this is a lovely BCD. With the standard pockets and the balanced power inflator, the Hydros Pro 2 retails for just shy of $1,200, 928 euros or 858 British pounds, which does put it right at the upper end of the BCD price range of what's available right now, but this is a really nice BCD. Scubapro have kept the price in line with their previous version. They haven't hiked the price up, which is quite nice to see, but it's still their BCD with all of their bells and whistles. This is really going to be their flagship model for a while. Things that I don't like: the weight pouches are fine. I like the whole monorail system. That feels really good and strong, but the final hook clip is a little bit fiddly for my liking. It's not something that you're going to be playing frequently with, but it was just a little bit much on top of the zipper, and I struggled a couple of times just to sort of get it to actually hook properly. Again, not the end of the world, but yeah, just something that I came across. The trim weight leash inside of the trim weight pocket, I've never had that much problem pulling blocks out of a trim weight pocket, and it's just something else that needs to be tidied up after you've used it, or to get tangled up on something. So that kind of, it's one of those things. It's a nice feature, but it kind of bugged me at the same time. Another one is that you can't quite easily get to that cinch cam band when it's fully inflated. Again, granted, you just deflate your BCD and you can open it up, but yeah, I just find that was kind of annoying. But it's one of those things. It's not an issue if you deflate the wing. Time will tell if which of the existing Hydros accessories are compatible. The grommet that you had on the original Hydros Pro, the mounting points on the previous version are missing here, so I'm expecting to see some add-on accessories for mounting dive knives or storage pockets, but actually, all in, if that's not an issue for you, then this is a really very nice BCD. It's well constructed, very nice ergonomics, very comfortable once it's on, a real good investment. For more information, then click on our Dive Gear affiliate link. It'll pop up here in the corner. They're bound to have the latest Scubapro gear. Of course, remember to subscribe to the channel here on YouTube and check out our magazine for the long-term test. Thank you for watching, everybody, and of course, safe diving.